Welcome to the This Week in Astrology video forecast. This is episode number 61 for the second half of January 2016. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Benjamin Bernstein of astroshaman.com, coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm an astrologer, shamanic healer, and awakening activator, and it's my pleasure to bring you these semi-monthly astrology forecasts. So, are you ready to free your mind and make some mental breakthroughs in the second half of January? Mercury's repeated alignments with Uranus and Pluto are just the ticket. Mercury also wraps up its retrograde. You'll also want to learn about a distinctive Leo full moon, the Sun entering Aquarius, and several magical creative quintiles. What's old as we move into this forecast? We've got a waxing moon. We've still got a T-square with Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron. More on that in just a moment. We also have Mercury retrograde through January 25th and Jupiter retrograde through May 9th. So, let's move to our individual days of the forecast. On Saturday, January 16, January's only aspect pattern is a T-square featuring Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron. It began on January 9th, peaks today on January 16, and ends on January 22nd. I did cover this on the last video forecast, but I'll take just a moment with it again this time. Its main job is to spotlight any dysfunctional relationship patterns so they can be healed. Venus's placement in Sagittarius emphasizes the need for individual freedom within partnership. It also invites you to be adventurous in exploring how your relationships can expand and transform. This will allow it to accommodate the ever-changing individual energies of you and your partner. Venus is also the planet of the artist, so this T-square strongly supports creative expression. It also energizes creative mentoring and the final polishing of your creative babies as you launch them into the world. On Sunday, January 17th, new inspiration, especially in practical matters, may pop in for you with Mercury quintile Mars. That's Mercury, 20 Capricorn, and Mars, 8 Scorpio. On Monday, January 18, unusually deep insight into your important relationships and perhaps an urge to be adventurous in your relating is available with Venus square Jupiter. That's Venus, 23 Sagittarius, Jupiter, 23 Virgo. This aspect, part of the Venus-Jupiter-Chiron T-square we just talked about, can also energize creativity and money-making. Also, on Monday, January 18, you can more easily let your actions be guided by a constant flow of intuitive guidance with Mars trine Neptune. That's Mars, 8 Scorpio, Neptune, 8 Pisces. This aspect also supports sacred sexuality and energy-conscious practices such as Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, and ecstatic dance. On Tuesday, January 19, mentoring or healing might be on your mind with Mercury sextile Chiron. Mercury 18 Capricorn, Chiron 18 Pisces. With Mercury in Capricorn, you can focus on these areas with enhanced discipline. On Wednesday, January 20th, Mercury square Uranus and conjunct Pluto twice. Here's something you don't see every day. Mercury squaring Uranus and conjoining Pluto, then conjoining Pluto and squaring Uranus, all within 12 days. This makes the second half of January and early February an excellent time to catch intuitive flashes and to stay open to mental transformation. Now, how can Mercury make so many Uranus squares and Pluto conjunctions in such a short time? Easy. It makes the first two aspects while retrograde, turns direct on January 25th, then knocks out the other two aspects in reverse order. Here's the breakdown. January 20th, Mercury square Uranus. That's Mercury 17 Capricorn, Uranus 17 Aries. January 22, Mercury conjunct Pluto, 16 Capricorn. January 25th, Mercury turns direct at 15 Capricorn. January 30th, Mercury conjunct Pluto again at 16 Capricorn. And January 31st, Mercury square Uranus. This time Mercury 18 Cap and Uranus 18 Aries. So Mercury's placement in Capricorn, the sign of plan the work and work the plan, could create some resistance to Uranus and Pluto. As a team, the message of these two outer planets is revolutionary transformation. But everyone can get along if you embrace the appropriate changes and let the Capricornian energy manage the details. Under these aspects, stay open to the possibility that anything you believe to be true might not be. Even if it is, realize that there's always a larger truth that paints the smaller relative truth in an entirely new light. Personally, I try not to believe anything I think. Also today, the sun enters Aquarius at 10:27 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Take this to the high side by flying your freak flag, following your intuitive flashes, and serving the collective with your greatest gifts. And finally here on Wednesday, January 20th, if you're the least bit creative, please set aside some quality time with your muse today. It doesn't get much more inspiring than a Venus-Neptune quintile. That's Venus, 26 Sagittarius, Neptune, 8 Pisces. Nothing to report on Thursday, January 21. On Friday, January 22, the Mercury-Pluto conjunction I talked about is exact today. On Saturday, January 23rd, January's full moon shines forth at 8:46 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 3 degrees 29 minutes Leo. Any Leo full moon is great for examining and adjusting how much you're in the spotlight or taking leadership roles. Also consider these other Leo themes. Are you making time for play and creativity? Taking enough downtime for rest and relaxation? Hanging out with kids or nurturing your inner child? Taking too many risks, or perhaps playing it too safe? Aspects. The full moon opposes Aquarian Pallas Athena. The warrior goddess stands ready to amplify your feminine assertiveness and strategic planning as you tweak your one-of-a-kind leonine expressions. This lunation's tightest aspect is a sesquare from Chiron, who isn't the least bit shy about stirring up challenging emotions inside you when they're ready to be cleared. My free healing invocation might help you with that. And this is simply, you go to my website, astroshaman.com. In the upper right corner, there is this purple banner you're seeing on the screen, Heal and Awaken Invocations. On a computer, it'll be there in the upper right corner. On a phone or a tablet or a phablet, you might have to scroll down a bit, but it will be there somewhere on the homepage of astroshaman.com. Click it. It'll take you to a page with several blog posts. Right now, the last one is the healing invocation, the picture of the screaming man who needs to clear something. So it's a few words you say, then you allow the divine to kind of come through you and clear out whatever it is that would be harder to clear from the ego. It's all free, by the way, all that stuff on the site. So, getting back to this interpretation, Chiron can also inspire you to step more fully into your own role as a mentor or healer. Squares from Mars and Juno and a quincunx from Venus suggest possible relationship challenges under this lunation. Perhaps that's how those challenging emotions will get stirred up. Remember that you wouldn't get upset in the first place if you didn't already have an unhealed wound inside you. Every time you clear or transmute dense energy, you're awarded with a fresh influx of high vibration spiritual energy. Bring on the bliss. The Sabian symbol for this full moon is a man formally dressed, stands near trophies he brought back from a hunting expedition. While many people now consider sport hunting repugnant, most people had no problem with it when the Sabian symbols were channeled back in 1925. This image can now inspire us to ask, what means have you used to gain what you prize? What does your conscience say about whether those means justify the ends? Also, Venus transits Capricorn today, which is January 23rd. It'll be there through February 16. This can help you view relationships through a strictly business filter. If you spend time and energy interacting with someone, what's in it for you? What's the return on your investment? How does it move you toward your goals? This attitude may seem cold and self-serving to some, but it does have its uses. I'm not suggesting this should be your only attitude toward relationships, but it can give you a helpful reality check if your judgment's clouded by emotional entanglements. No major astrology events on Sunday, January 24, but on Monday, January 25, Mercury, retrograde since January 5th, turns direct at 4:50 p.m. That's 4:50 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time at 14 degrees, 54 minutes Capricorn. But don't jump right in to sign an important contract or make an important purchase. The moon is another critical astrological factor to consider when starting important new ventures. We just had a full moon 2 days ago, and its waning light is better suited for release and adjustment. Ideally, you should wait until after the next new moon on February 8th to kick off any major new initiatives. Also today Your intuitive flashes could be firing thick and fast under a Sun-Uranus quintile. That's the Sun at 5 Aquarius and Uranus at 17 Aries. Trust them. Those intuitive flashes are like text messages from God. This aspect can also inspire you to express your true individuality and serve others in a way that really lights you up. We have 3 days in a row with no major astrology events. That's January 26, 27, and 28. Moving along to Friday, January 29. Revelations about relationship healing may be in the air with Venus quintile Chiron. That's Venus 7 Capricorn, Chiron 19 Pisces. This aspect also supports creative mentoring. On Saturday, January 30th, creative productivity gets a lovely boost with Venus sextile Neptune. That's Venus 8 Capricorn, Neptune 8 Pisces. You can also open to fresh inspiration about relationships and finances. Also here on the 30th, the Mercury-Pluto conjunction I talked about earlier is exact again today. On Saturday, January 30th, we have the Mercury-Uranus square exact again, as I described earlier in this forecast. And on Sunday, January 31, nothing happening, so that ends the forecast for the second half of January. What's coming up on our next video forecast for the first half of February? I'll tell you in just a second, but I have one major announcement for you. EASE, the Embodied Awakening Support Experience, is launched. It's actually a revision from my old program, BASK, which stood for Benjamin's Awakening Support Kit. I ran that for a little over 2 months and then kind of learned from it. Okay, let's relaunch and make this something even more wonderful. What EASE offers you is weekly events via phone or web to help you enjoy more harmony, grace, and flow in your life, eliminate suffering, increase your intuition and synchronicity, stop mental chatter and challenging emotions, live each day in a peaceful, awakened state, enjoy support from kindred spirits on your journey, and much more. There's an online recording library that lets you experience the life-transforming power of EASE anytime, and I'm offering not only a 30-day free trial, I'm letting you choose your own price for the program, and whatever price you choose, it comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Too good to be true? Not at all. Basically, the program is a weekly event, as I said, with an ongoing subscription you can cancel anytime. The basis of the program is my invocations, the Heal and Awaken invocations that I've been teaching for many years now. And they're so good at getting people to their awakened state very quickly and refreshing it on a daily basis. So every other week we do either the plain invocation or we do shamanic awakening invocation, where I amplify the invocations with shamanism and singing and rattling and all that, get it really juiced up. And then in the alternate weeks, I've got several different things, 6 or 7 different things that will come in and out to give some variety. All the activities are geared to healing and awakening, and that way we'll have the consistency of the invocations every other week and the other events to keep it interesting and juicy and get some variety in there. So I'm very excited about the program. You can learn more again by going to astroshaman.com, and right there on the home page, right now on my homepage slider, it's the first thing in the slider. And if you drop down slightly to the What's New section, it's the first item currently in the What's New section, EASE, Embodied Awakening Support Experience. So if you'd like some support in either getting to the awakened state in the first place, or if you're already there, deepening it more rapidly, and you want to accelerate your healing as well, and healing and awakening, they just totally go hand in hand for most people. You don't really get the one without the other. This is frankly the most powerful tool I know that a person can use by themselves in order to accelerate the healing and awakening process. So if that sounds interesting, check it out. You can read about it at no charge, try it at no risk. And again, I can't imagine how I could have made it any more available. In fact, I did get a strong intuitive message as I was contemplating how to price this. My inner wisdom said, no one can be denied this if they want it. So even if you can't afford anything, there's literally a free option. Of course, I hope you'll pay something. There is the idea of exchange of energies. But you'll see you've got all kinds of options on the base program. There's also a second level where you actually get interaction with me just privately, one-on-one, for an hour, either every 3 months or monthly. There's even the highest level VIP where once a year you get a full day with me. You can come to Asheville, or we can figure out how we're going to connect, and morning to night we can work together and do whatever kind of processes you want, hang out, talk. So I've got a lot of different variety in there. So I hope you'll check it out once again on astroshaman.com. Again, right there in the slider and in the What's New section. So, also, I have reinvigorated my Shamanic Awakening meetup. If you are in the Asheville area or close by, currently every third Tuesday we're doing a meetup here at my house. So that's all the announcements. What we're going to cover in the next video for the first half of February, we've got a new really big deal T-square. It's going to last like a month and a half with Jupiter, Saturn, and Chiron, 3 significant players. So I'll give you the meaning of that. We've got a couple of yods, fingers of God, and a double yod key where both yods are actually making a larger pattern among themselves. That's a very intense pattern. I'll be telling you how to work with that. The Uranus-Pluto square is going to get fired up again by Venus and by the asteroid goddess Vesta. We're going to have a new moon in Aquarius, Venus trine Jupiter, giving us some lovely flowing energy. Mars making aspects to 4 slower planets. It's a pretty juicy first half of February, and I'll be here as always, giving you the best use of it. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my Benjamin Bernstein YouTube channel to be notified when I post new videos. And if you like this video, please share it. This free video forecast is a partner project with iTunes' #1 astrology audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. That's also free. You can get my semi-monthly astrology forecast in writing by subscribing to my free email newsletter at astroshaman.com. Once you're there, you can also link to my Facebook page where I post daily forecasts. My personal services include astrology, shamanic healing, and awakening activation. All are equally effective in person or long distance. My guarantee makes my services risk-free. If you don't feel that your experience was helpful, there's no charge. I also offer other great products and services, many of which are free. To learn more, visit astroshaman.com. Thanks again for watching. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.